Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Anne-Marie Calukag, and I am here today to share to you an introduction about physiological tooth movements. An infant's jaw only accommodates small teeth, but the jaw will continue to grow until our adulthood. Primary teeth or the milk teeth are too small and less in number to aid in the masticatory process in our adult life. In this case, as we grow older, our growing jaws will not only fit in with the additional teeth to the dental arches but also bigger in size. These succedaneous and accessional teeth undergo tooth eruption. Now, let us define what is tooth eruption. Tooth eruption is the physiological process of the axial and occlusal movement of the tooth within the jaw from its developmental position to its functional position in the occlusal plane or its clinical position. Tooth eruption is not the same with eruption. Why is that? It is because tooth eruption generally refers to the appearance of some parts of the tooth above the surface of the gingiva, while eruption includes the entire embryonic process from the formation of tooth germs in the mandible and maxilla to calcification and crown and root formation. There are three stages of tooth eruption: primary dentition, mixed dentition, and the permanent dentition. In primary dentition, only temporary teeth or the deciduous teeth are present. Mixed dentition is the combination of both deciduous and permanent teeth in the dental arches. Lastly, permanent dentition is the phase where the last primary tooth is lost, making the dental arches filled with all permanent teeth. Now let us jump into the definition of physiologic tooth movements. It primarily refers to as the slight tipping of the tooth in its socket, and secondarily as the change in tooth position that occurs during and after tooth eruption. Physiologic tooth movement consists 5 types: the axial or vertical movement, drifting, torsion, tipping, and eccentric growth. Axial or the vertical movement is the primary eruption movement along the axis of the tooth. Drifting is the body movement in a direction perpendicular to the long axis of the tooth. Torsion is the rotatory movement around the longitudinal axis of the tooth. Tipping is the movement around the transverse axis of the tooth. And eccentric growth is when one end of the developing tooth, which is the crown, moves toward the tooth eruption and the other end remains stable, which is the root. It is also called the shift of the center. And in this picture, the arrow serves as a guide for us to further understand the mechanism and the direction of movement of these tooth movements.